Hello. Good morning or afternoon, I guess. One of the two. Hey, it is the weekly sip. What's up, my friends? What are y'all doing? Okay, there we go. Everyone get your coffees. Everyone get your coffees. Oh, it's good. It's not even morning. It's nearly 1 p.m. I haven't even had my coffee yet. Jesus. Yeah, I slept late, but I also made a video. I am now 3 days ahead in videos, chums. The Monday and Tuesday videos are already made. Dave's currently editing the next one. Then I need to make one more video, and then Friday will be Rings of Power episode 3. Saturday will be the Tubcast. Sunday will be the weekly sip. So, geez. Once I am one full week ahead on videos, giving me a buffer space, I'm going to start working on larger projects, like, for example, the trucker video, because then I'll have enough time to actually make it half decent, you know? Same with the Minecraft server, Kalen. Basically, I want to keep the content flowing on the main SFO channel, and as soon as I can, and I'm pretty much close to having like a big enough backlog that I have no problem shutting down production for a day or two and doing other projects. Ready to argue with chat? Yeah. Let's see the initial supers. Thanks for the support, guys. Alt Racer, $5. Plants started secreting things like nicotine and caffeine as a natural bug repellent. That's why I smoke and drink coffee to kill my inner bug man. That's funny. BB111 for £2. Thank you. Have you been keeping up with Keffels and Kiwi Farms? Kind of, yeah. Is Kiwi Farms back yet? Have they found a new host? Nope. Still not back. Still not back. Is there a new Kiwi Farms URL, or is it somewhere else now? Nighttime Lime, $5. Thank you. I missed the last sip because I was spending too much money at a con in Toronto. Oof. Black Shirt and Jeans, we did a video on Rings of Power. You should go watch it. Okay. There is a poll in the chat regarding name changes, where they're keeping SFO or changing to something else. And the reason that poll is there is because I'm thinking of changing at least part of the channel name. I know Sargon has been ragging on me for a while. Change the name, Dev. Fuckhead. Change it. Because, I mean, SFO, it's not quite what I do anymore, you know what I mean? Like that was a good name for when the channel was about anime reviews, but it's not about that anymore. And I don't know. Maybe it's time to go a bit more official. .ru for Kiwi? Really? Okay, let me see. Kiwi Farms .ru. DDoS production. Oh, it is up. Wow. Well, there we go. I don't like Kiwi Farms, but hey, they're back. Of course, the Cuffles thread is blowing up. I mean, I don't like Kiwi Farms, but at the same time, I don't think they deserve to be taken off the internet. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Of course, it'd be the Russians that host them, eh? Keep the name, but only have SFO as the main name. But here's the thing: what is SFO? What would SFO stand for other than Short Fat Otaku? Yeah, Lord Kalen. See, I don't like devtrospective anymore because that's based on retrospective, and I'm not doing retrospectives. I'm doing perspectives. That's why I thought devspective instead of perspective. But maybe it should be devospective. You know, how does devo spective, devospective? It's also entirely possible. It's also entirely possible that I make I keep the channel URL and I change the name of the project to devospective, right? Seasoned fair opinions. Reject Carl. Change channel name to Fuda Fan Club. Nice. Based. Like, here, consider this. That's somehow worse. Is it really? Sloppy female orifices. Well, here's the thing. SFO is currently dominated by the San Francisco International Airport. All right? But nobody uses devospective or devspective or devtrospective. Those are all mine. Tepperfray for $5. Thank you. As far as names go, there's plenty of polytubers that have archaic names. It's a fun mark of I was dragged into this. You did this. Yeah, kind of. But I also do want to be able to do things other than like directly politics analysis and like political political theory, you know what I mean? Devtaku. Scientific facts optimized. But yeah, no one uses devspective or devtrospective. Those are all just me. Here, how about like hold on. Hold on. Hold on. If you go, everyone do this right now. Go to YouTube. Open your keyboards. Grab your keyboards. YouTube.com/James Nintendo Nerd. This was the AVGN's name in 2006, and it still leads to his Cinemassacre channel. Like, for example, all right, let me just pull this up real quick. Devocentrist. Thanks to $2, man. Let me just pull this up. You can see the URL is still James Nintendo Nerd, but the channel is called Cinemassacre. So maybe I could like keep the channel URL as Shortfat Otaku, but I'll call the channel itself something else. You know what I mean? Why not? That's possible. Oh, also, completely unrelated to anything anything else that we're talking about here. I want you to follow this random Twitter account called Devspective, okay? Follow this account. Nothing's posted on it, but it's okay. Just if you use Twitter, go and follow this account, okay? Yeah, just don't worry about it. Just click follow. When I clicked on videos, it changed to Angry Nintendo Nerd. Okay, sure, but still, Angry Nintendo Nerd isn't Cinemassacre. You know what I mean? No, I don't think I will, Giga Chat. Here's the thing. I might do that. I might do the best of both worlds. You know, keep the URL, but just change the display name of the channel. That makes sense. Devolve, yeah, but I'm not devolving. Devsplain, Devlight, Devgate. The Division, Devstiny, Devolution, Devtroit, Dev Center. Just the fats. Get out of here with just the fats. I know Sargon actually said a few. There's been like a few interesting names. Can I go find them actually? Hold on. Rag said the dev you know. Let's see. Someone said the dev estate. Devsplaining. Wait, you guys don't like? Do you guys really not like? Devil, fuck off. SFO Taku. SFO Dev. Dev Eaters. Hold on. Devstiny, get out of here. How about Devospective? What did I just post there? I think that's actually okay, Devospective. Because I'm Dev. Dollar Meat Dev. The Devtective. Still call me SFO. Devospective is better than Devspective. I'm not going to use Devtrospective, I think, because that's even more awkward, and it's longer, and it's banned from Twitter already. You just sound between Dev and Spective. Yeah, that's why I think Devospective is the thing. You get tagged by the band Devo. I don't care, it's my name. Jesus Christ. None of these are good names, you fucks. The Devonitions. Neon Genesis Devangelion. The Devastator. I don't know. I'll think about it some more. I'll think about it some more, you know? I don't think I'm going to completely get rid of SFO, though, because it is... You guys are right that I can't just, like, wipe away the past. That'd be kind of shitty. You know? Make it all nice and clean, but, you know, the past was still the past. Like, you got to keep the rough around the edges stuff, you know what I mean? So I am going to keep that, I think. You're right. SFO works great for you guys, but it is absolutely terrible for attracting new viewers. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, you are all fucking trolls. Like, there's so many people who have directly told me that, like, I initially didn't give your channel a chance at all because of the name. And then finally when I did, I was like, oh my god, I wish I'd watched you sooner. And it's like, well, shit, am I just gimping myself here? Different O word. No, I'm not killing the past. I'm not Kylo Ren. Just SFO doesn't have to be the full name. That's true, Dirtlammergier. I am not trying to actually bury the past or like avoid what I did before. I'm not doing that. Like I'm okay with the past actually. Erectile dev function. Fuck off. I will. You know what? Can't argue the name turned me off. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I mean. I might keep like the URL, but just change like the display name or something, or use both names. I don't know. I'm one of those didn't watch because the name guys. Yeah, man. Exactly. I got to figure it out. I might just use both. I might figure out a way to use both names. But anyway, before we start the show, that was my little ranty rant. Devussy, get out of here. Devils. I'm not Keffels. Hey, Dragonfat, what's up? Oh, guess what? We're gonna continue our look at Saints Row tomorrow night, so make sure that you fucks are there. All right. Devon Avocado. Make sure you guys are there tomorrow night. Saints Row. We're having fun with the glitches. Additionally, yeah, I've already made 2 videos. There are 2 videos coming out this week that I made them over the course of the weekend. One of them is called The Pride Flag Problem, and one of them is called On Quiet Quitting. So I'm getting ahead, man. I'm getting ahead. And Dave's currently editing video number 3. I'm getting ahead. Feels awesome. The show cast is Dev, Dave, Dom, Naomi. Name yourself 3DN. 3DN. Is your target audience someone who wouldn't listen to Valid Points just because of your channel's name? Yeah, fair enough. A bunch of fucking morons out there. That's true. I came for anime and got a political show. Disappointed at first. Listen, Okami, we started as an anime show like back in 2009. Developmentally challenged. Fuck you. Oh yeah, the social fascist video. I gotta do that video at some point. Three Ds in a duffel bag. That guy used to hang with Scrump. Scrump caused that, not me. Okay, fuck. I started watching specifically to bully a weeb, you manlet. Oh, okay, thanks, Mooch. Make it dev, but never explain the acronym. I mostly skipped over you because I was in the now dead internet Bloodsports neighborhood. I miss those Spurgs. Yeah, see, Thomas? I mean, I'm not politically aligned with those guys. They all kind of went insane. All right. Oh. I don't know what's going on with the Rats show. Kibbs is being weird. Okay. That's enough talking about the name because we have stuff to do. If you want to support the show, you can sub over on Twitch, use your Amazon Prime sub. You can also hit the membership button here. Either way, you get yourself into the $5 club. Otherwise, there's Patreon, Subscribestar, and PayPal. And I appreciate all of your donos. Thank you. I don't talk to Scrump anymore, Catherine. He backstabbed all of us, so we threw him out of the group. Rings of Power? You should watch our video on Rings of Power. Dev Plays Gaming VO. Yeah, Kibbs killed the RP. Fuck. Thanks, Mooch. All right. Enough nonsense. What do I have to show you? Hold on. What do we got? All right. Firstly, before we get to the news, it's time for the long-awaited fan art segment. For some reason, someone drew me driving a dump truck, taking down a bunch of power lines with the bed up. I have no idea why someone would draw that. There's no reason for someone to draw this. None whatsoever. Pretty good artwork, though. You fucking... what else do we got here for the fan art? Oh. This actually isn't a fan art of me, but someone saw this at a convention, and it's literally just... It's very similar to a lot of artwork of me, so he's like, oh my god, it's a wild dev. This is from Trick Over. He's making some kind of dev Mountie project. It's not done yet, as far as I know. But this is him making it. So I guess we'll have to hold on and wait for that to come out. So that's coming soon. We'll make sure to watch it. I don't know what the fuck this is. Why someone would make this, I'll never fucking know. But okay. Yep. I'm relaxing, drinking the coffee. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Okay. Why is it that you're making fan art of me that makes absolutely no fucking sense? Like, what the fuck am I looking at? The champion of attention seeking. Oh, that's me. Oh, dude, all my fan art is fucking just ridiculous. Oh yeah, and this. Where's the Minecraft server, Dev? Where's that? As I said, it's coming. As I said, it's coming. Where's the Minecraft server, Dev? Oh yeah. Dev, are you okay? We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. First of all, you're still drawing me as a lolly for some reason. But secondly, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you. I guess this is when I left the stream on accidentally, and it just kept repeating the final few seconds, like a few weeks ago. We'll see you tomorrow. 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 All right. Oh yeah. And someone made a card, or 2 cards actually. BFR, bald fucking retard. You must play both BFR cards to put BFR into play. If either BFR card leaves play, sacrifice the other. Wow. I guess I am just that fat, eh, guys? Zach Tech, it is actually coming, all right? Now that I am ahead on my videos again, I can actually do it this week. For real. No joking. Yeah, I'm not bald. I'm fat. I don't know why they gave me a Tim Pool head. But still. I think this is actually, like, this face is actually my face. Just taken from one of the streams or something. One of the gaming streams. It looks kind of like my eyes and my brow. There's one more thing, too. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, here. I'm going to pull out the actual Discord. This is my Discord. The fan art room. Somebody made this video with... Like, hold on. Someone did a video, and they cut out my head and put it in this mech. And it goes in. And he has a fucking mech in his garage. And for some reason, my head's in there. I don't... Okay. And there I am. What? Why? Why is this a thing? But okay. Your average mech builder. But thank you very much, guys. Thank you for all the fan art. I highly appreciate it. That's quite fun. That's one of the Lotus Eaters Gold subscribers. Really? Oh, cool. The guy who makes those mechs often video comments in Lotus Eaters videos. Oh, neat. That's neat, man. Sargon has a mech builder as a gold tier sub. That's really cool. All right. Shall we look at some news articles? Here's the thing. One of the reasons that I was late is because I recorded the next video and sent it off to Dave to edit. Hopefully, by the time I'm done the stream, I can then edit the video that I sent him, because we can be efficient like that. While Dave edits, I do the stream. Yeah. The new Gundam gameplay looks lit. Okay. We got 2 more super chats while I was doing the fan arts. Lunar Studios, $2. The Da Vinci Code. Haha. Thanks, man. Hope the Cat, $5. I say rename yourself to Dev the Mountain Minecrafters, despite people who think you want anything to do with the game Minecraft. I actually like Minecraft, for real, dude. All right. Let's go. Stop putting lasers in Joe Biden's eyes. Dark Brandon isn't really that ironic. Get out of here. Someone doesn't like memes. The president is terrifying. He has laser eyes, or he has laser eyes and he's screaming, or he has laser eyes and he's commanding bolts of lightning like God. He is drinking Republican tears with a splash of lime. He is eating Mitch McConnell's head. Wait, are these all actually? Oh, yeah. You will kneel to Dark Brandon. What's this one? No civilian casualties. Bear thee witness to Dark Brandon's power. Where's the bolt? Let's see the bolts of lightning. Dark Brandon said, "Let there be jobs." He's drinking Republican tears. Let's see this one. Oh. This one's kind of like low effort, isn't it, though? Wait, let's see the eating Mitch McConnell's head. Jesus. No one will be spared from his rage. I don't like meme when they do this to my side. Yeah, man. Like there's lots of people doing Dark Brandon shit who are just like they're like Biden fans, and they're just memeing it up. They're memeing it up in the same way that people memed up Donald Trump with the God Emperor stuff. Like, what? It's fine, guys. We're all having fun here. Chill the fuck out. Mike Pence should be jealous. I want there to be like a wizard fight between Dark Brandon and Mike Pence. Both of them throwing lightning bolts. Was that the bite of 87? Let's continue. Although Joe Biden has often been the subject of memes related to his friendship with Barack Obama or his obsession with ice cream, he has lately become a different sort of internet figure known as Dark Brandon. Basically, Dark Brandon memes are images of Joe Biden, except scary and powerful, and they have risen in popularity as the president recovers from COVID-19 and advances legislative agenda. The first Dark Brandon I saw was a weirdly lit photo of a grinning Biden that makes him look like the villain in an A24 horror movie. Let's see. It's memes, guys. Calm the fuck down. Biden got COVID and then announced the killing of Ayman al-Zawahiri via drone strike. To comprehend why people are doing this, one must understand that liberals who spend too much time online have for the past several years been locked in a psychosexual showdown with Trump supporters who also spend too much time online. Oh my god. Each side is convinced that the other is incapable of drafting a decent internet joke, yet each side takes the other's jokes as inspiration. Members of both groups live in a perpetual state of gloating and of sneering, and of gloating and sneering at the same time. They are devoted trolls who like to post in a way that is inscrutable to most Americans, and their twisted relationship often produces strange results. Wow. That's true. If Dark Brandon is the strange result, two prior internet trends would seem to be its parents. The first was Trump supporters' habit of photoshopping Trump's face onto characters who are very cool and strong, like Rambo or a professional wrestler or a guy walking away from a plane in a suit. That's right, yes. The Trump as Rambo images evolved after Trump left office into a niche category of dark MAGA memes that portrayed him as an otherworldly being, in many cases shown with laser eyes, who would soon be raining down violence upon all who defied him. The aesthetics at play were a bit anti-democratic. Oh, they're talking about Fashwave? Accelerationist and what have you. And the main... Okay, sorry. People, like... Okay. This is the aesthetics fandom. Fashwave. Which is just... It's a derivative aesthetic of synthwave and vaporwave that associated with alt-right, far-right, dissident right beliefs, like upholding tradition and maintaining racial purity. Like, this is clearly fucking memery, guys. Look at this. Like, what are the traditions that this is appealing to? The traditions of the 1980s? Like, this is fucking memes. Jesus Christ. All right. All right, so that's the dark part of the meme. Then there's Brandon. In parentheses, I hate this. I'm sorry, Soy Boy. You have to write about it. It's your job. Brandon post took off last year when an NBC sports commentator insisted that the crowd at a NASCAR race was shouting, "Let's go, Brandon," when in fact they were shouting, "Fuck Joe Biden." Trump and everyone else ran with the euphemized catchphrase and started selling merch. Then Joe Biden supporters tried to turn it on its head by creating a new catchphrase, "Thank you, Brandon," which didn't make any sense because that isn't the president's name. They were like, they're taking an insult and flipping it. To me, it just seemed like they were just calling Joe Biden Brandon. Yeah, I like how Biden's name is just Brandon now. It's just Brandon. He's just Joe Brandon. So now, putting those together, Dark Brandon became a joke about political posting that was popular among people who don't really care about Joe Biden, but do want to mock anyone who thinks Trump is Captain America or Scarface or whatever. That's not quite true. First of all, some Dark Brandon posts are absolutely made by like very, very pro Biden people. They're like, yes, Biden's the best president. He will smite the enemies of the left. But there's also some people out there though who are like, I know some people, and I was one of those people who ironically posted Trump God Emperor images because they were funny, not because I actually believed that Trump was a God Emperor. Guys, please, we're having fun. It's just fun. Now, professed liberals are changing their Twitter names their Twitter usernames to phrases such as "standing with Dark Brandon" and "Joe Biden, our Brandon, made promises kept." The profile pic for the latter user is a poster of the 2008 Batman movie The Dark Knight, with Joe Biden's head on Christian Bale's body. Various members of the Biden administration have begun tweeting "The Dark Brandon rises me," including the Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates. Oh my God. Dark Brandon ain't playing with y'all. It's so ridiculous, dude. I love memes. Memes are fun. Memes are a fun time, you know? As with... Wait, can I see what... No, nothing. Okay. As with Hillary Clinton explaining the Pepe the Frog, or Mike Bloomberg purchasing meme ads in World Star Hip Hop Instagram account. We have arrived at yet another shameful juncture in the meme wars. We people at the tip top of the Democratic political bureaucracy should not allude to their familiarity with the lowdown internet. Or as the meme maker known as Dashrazone said about the Bloomberg memes, "Stay out of our culture and we'll stay out of your penthouse." Even before they got involved, the Dark Brandon meme was cringe, depicting, as it did in many instances, Joe Biden sitting on the throne from Game of Thrones. Or as others mentioned, shooting lasers at his eyes. I've also seen Dark Brandon memes in which Joe Biden is turned into a rapper, the notorious RBG. Oh my God. What is this? Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Okay. I reached out to an avowed Dark Brandon fan and asked her to explain and defend the phenomenon. She said that the memes are simply funny. Yeah. That's the point. It's just funny. It's just absurdity. It's people having fun. Fuck. Guys. Chill the fuck out. Oh, God. My president. All right, that's enough of that nonsense. Let's keep going. Oh, check out this Quora post. A guy asked me out. I said no and that he's ugly and that nobody will ever date him. He got a girlfriend and I'm jealous. What should I do? Good job. Good job, chum. Yeah. The answers are, of course, just blowing her away because she's kind of ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? Why do people think like this? Why? If you don't want them, you don't want them. Just leave it alone. There's no reason to like stalk after people like you're Anna going after Destiny or something for fucking 2-3 years later. Like, chill the fuck out. First possible case of human to dog monkeypox transmission is not surprising. Oh my god. Let's see. By the way, I saw the official report of this on like a medical site, and as you scroll down, it starts showing pictures of the people, and they have like monkeypox. And then one of them showed the guy's fucking asshole, like he spread it so that doctors could take pictures of his monkeypox, his anus monkeypox. And I was like, Jesus, got to get a new article. I can't use the original one. Fuck. Fucking hell. The first possible case of human to dog transmission of monkeypox, recently reported in 2 men and their pet in Paris, has been a theoretical risk up until now. The men, who live together and are in a non-exclusive relationship, were diagnosed with monkeypox at a hospital in Paris in early June, 12 days after their symptoms started. Their 4-year-old Italian greyhound also started showing symptoms. The dog developed lesions and tested positive for the same type of monkeypox as one of the owners. According to the report, the men said that they had let their dog sleep in bed with them and that they had been careful to keep their pet away from other animals or humans from the start of their own symptoms, before the dog's symptoms started. To the best of our knowledge, the kinetics of symptom onset in both patients and subsequently in their dog suggests human-to-dog transmission of the monkeypox virus. Given the dog's skin and mucosal lesions, as well as the positive monkeypox virus PCR results from anal and oral swabs, we hypothesize a real canine disease, not a simple carriage of the virus by close contact with humans or airborne transmission. Yeah. So, just... Oh. I mean, you all know what's going on here, right? Like, there's no proof these guys are fucking their dog. They say they're just lying in bed. And it's possible, right? It's possible that, like, you're lying there and you're sweaty at night and the dog, like, licks your arm or something. Or you have, like a broken, monkeypox bump and the dog licks that. Or, like, you're lying there and, like, the dog comes over and, like, licks your mouth. It's very possible to transmit. However, we also know that the vast majority of transmissions have been through sex. Yes, we do. Oh. This is the first incident that we're learning about where there is human to animal transmission. This has not been reported before, and it has not been reported that dogs have been infected before. On a number of levels, this is new information. It's not surprising information, and it's something we've been on the watch out for. The messaging has been given up till now that the pets should be isolated from the family members who may be infected. This has been an example of a precautionary approach, because we didn't have the information that this had ever happened before. It had not been reported before, but it was a reasonable, cautious message to give. And now we have the first incident where it's actually occurred. So yeah. I mean, there's no proof that they fucked the dog. But it's possible. Woof means no. Fuck. Uber's self-driving car saw the woman that it killed. Wow. The National Transportation Safety Board said the vehicle had trouble identifying the woman as a human, but it did see her, and it wasn't able to brake to avoid hitting her. Okay. Car sees woman. Identifies it. Hits her anyway. Based. The federal investigators examining Uber's fatal self-driving crash back in March released a preliminary report this moment. It lays out the facts of a collision that killed a woman walking her bicycle in Tempe, Arizona, and explains what the vehicle actually saw that night. The first look at the report makes two things clear. Engineering a car that drives itself is very hard, and any self-driving car developer that is relying on a human operator to monitor assessing systems to keep everyone on the road safe should be careful about the design. The report says that the Uber vehicle, a modified Volvo XC90 SUV, had been in autonomous mode for 19 minutes and was driving at about 40 miles per hour when it hit the 49-year-old woman as she was walking her bike across the street. The car's radar and LiDAR sensors detected her about 6 seconds before the crash, first identifying her as an unknown object, then as a vehicle, and then as a bicycle, each time adjusting its expectations for her path of travel. About a second before impact, the report says that the self-driving system determined that an emergency braking maneuver was needed to mitigate a collision. Uber, however, does not allow its system to make emergency braking maneuvers on its own. Rather than risk erratic vehicle behavior like slamming on the brakes or swerving to avoid a plastic bag, Uber relies on its human operator to watch the road and take control when trouble arises. Furthermore, Uber had turned off the Volvo's built-in automatic emergency braking to avoid clashes with its own technology. This is standard practice, experts say. The vehicle needs one master. Having two masters could end up triggering conflicting commands. So here we go. At 13 seconds before impact, Uber's car decided that emergency braking was necessary, but it didn't have the ability to brake on its own. So there's an object that was the woman walking her bike that it didn't know what it was, but it didn't hit the brake. Wow. Hold on a second. It turns out the car missed her with the griddle but got her with the hood. Oof. Okay, let's see. Today's autonomous systems rely on machine learning. They learn to classify and respond to situations based on data sets of images and behaviors. The software is shown thousands of images of a cyclist, or a skateboarder, or an ambulance, until it learns to identify those things on its own. The problem is that it's hard to find images of every sort of situation that could happen in the wild. Can a system distinguish a tumbleweed from a toddler? A unicyclist from a cardboard box? In some of these situations, it should be able to predict the object's movements and respond accordingly. In others, the vehicle should ignore the tumbleweed, refrain from a sudden dangerous braking action, and keep on rolling. Hertzberg. That's the woman. Yeah, the woman walking a bike loaded with plastic bags and moving perpendicular to the car, outside the crosswalk and in a poorly lit spot, challenged Uber's system. This points out that A, classification is not always accurate, which all of us need to be aware of, and B, Uber's testing likely did not have any, or at least not many, images of pedestrians with this profile. This is a big oof, isn't it? And this is just a bunch of more data on the system, but the actual crash. Here's the thing. So there's about 30,000 crashes per year in the United States that are caused by human error. Self-driving cars don't need to be perfect. They just need to have a better record than that. If self-driving cars cause less than 30,000 crashes per year, then they're already better at us than driving in driving. Is this because we got too many ambiguous captchas wrong? But you know what I mean? It's the car programmer's ex who was hit. The ultimate issue, though, with that logic of the 30,000 is that when you have 30,000 accidents, that's 30,000 individuals who are responsible for those 30,000 accidents. If you have one company doing all the driving, that one company is responsible for all 30,000. And that might be a problem. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. This will be the future, okay? This will be the future. It will be long after all of us here are dead. We're talking several hundred years in the future, okay? But at some point in the future, self-driving cars will be so good that it will be illegal to drive your own car. It just will be. Just like how you can't there are certain vehicles like older like horses and stuff you can't really ride on some roads nowadays. We're still gonna have private tracks where car enthusiasts who want to drive their own cars can go and drive their cars as a sport. But for basic transportation, it's going to be all automated driving. And that's going to be a couple hundred years down the road. It's just the nature of technology, man. You are assuming that there will still be cars in the future? Yeah, I am. I'm not taking on the doomer position that we're all going to nuke ourselves into oblivion. That's not going to happen. Let's continue. Nation's first vaginal fluid transplants offer hope for millions. Why are you transplanting vaginal fluid? Okay. Jade Genga has been grappling with vaginal discomfort and pain for years. At first, it was just a nuisance. After her gynecologist diagnosed her with bacterial vaginosis, she took a course of antibiotics and things seemed better. But 3 weeks later, it was back. Another round of antibiotics helped, but only for 4 more weeks. It came back again. I started to not like my own body because it was fighting me all the time. She is far from alone. At any given moment, almost 1 in 3 women in the US has had BV, and the numbers are even higher for certain groups. More than 50% of African American women have the condition. BV has been linked to serious long-term health issues, and yet, for many people, medicine doesn't have a good treatment. But now there is new hope. This summer, the Massachusetts General Hospital started performing the first vaginal fluid transplants. How does this help BV? BV happens when the natural bacteria in a vagina gets out of balance. The experience can be different for different people. Indeed, most with BV report no symptoms, but for others there can be discharge, odor, and itching. In Genga's years-long attempt to get rid of BV, she tried medications, over-the-counter products, and holistic treatments. She's tried changing her diet, her soap, her feminine products. I tried everything, and it's just so uncomfortable. Okay, but how does this help? Her patients are often describing antibiotics as temporary relief rather than a treatment, and the problem is deeper than immediate discomfort. BV is associated with serious health issues, regardless of whether or not the person experiences any symptoms. BV is linked to preterm birth. It's linked to a higher risk of acquiring HIV. Linked to the persistence of human papillomavirus and progression to cervical precancer. It's associated with infertility. Okay. So, after years of failed treatments, one Sunday morning, Genga was so fed up with BV that she made herself a cup of tea and sat down at her computer. Is that related? She spent the next several hours digging through medical journals to find some hint of hope. Then she found what she was looking for. The superhero bacterium! Genga stumbled across Mitchell's lab, where after years of work and setbacks, Mitchell's team was experimenting with vaginal fluid transplants. The idea is simple. Take fluid from a happy vagina and put it in an unhappy one. What? The science behind it is all about bacteria. Every person has trillions of bacteria living on and in their body. In most parts of the body, like the gut, having a lot of different types of bacteria is a good thing. But in the vagina, it's really that simplicity is better. What she wants to see under the microscope is just one type of bacteria dominating. It's called the Lactobacillus crispatus. And it's the superhero of the vagina. Oh. So, this bacteria creates a very stable, peaceful, calm environment in the vagina. Nobody knows how this works, but Mitchell thinks it comes from the fact that this type of bacteria makes lactic acid, which keeps the vagina relatively acidic. Oh, so you're going to stick your dick in and just burn it off, right? Scientists have discovered that this environment is also correlated with less inflammation. When looking at HIV, researchers found that the virus moves more slowly in an acidic environment, and when there's less inflammation, there are far few targets for the virus. But it's been hard to study the superhero. As far as experts can tell, no animal, besides humans, have a vagina dominated by lactobacillus. Not baboons, not chimpanzees, not mice. And that makes it impossible to do animal studies to test things that they before trying it in human subjects. So the work must happen in humans. Mitchell has a team of vaginal fluid donors who insert a menstrual cup at night and come by the lab in the morning to drop off the liquid that's been collected. They're screened for all kinds of infections. You can't travel to places where the Zika virus is common, and they must abstain from sex to avoid a stray sperm sneaking into the donation. After months of painstakingly collecting the fluid, one tiny donation at a time, the actual transplant is easy. We just use an eyedropper and we do a speculum exam. With the eyedropper, just put the fluid into the vagina. You have the person lay there 50 minutes and that. Okay, so basically, you're taking. This is like medical vabbing. All right, guys. You're taking the pussy juice from a clean woman and sucking it out with the turkey baster, and then squirting it into the pussy into the pussy of the woman with BV, and you're hoping that the new juice will overpower the old juice. I mean, I'm sure it helps these women, but Jesus, it's kind of a goofy story, isn't it? Coffee's done. All right. Why are you doing this to us, Dev? All right. Let's see the success. Hold on. I actually burst into tears. My boyfriend was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Is it for the first time in a long time? Genge felt hopeful about her own progression, even though neither she nor the scientists know whether or not the transplant will work. Well, I wonder if it worked. Who knows? It's like a Dr. Insano plot. Fuck. Cleveland, is that you? Armed robbery victim asks. No, it's not me, suspect replies. Wow. 2 fast food workers, robbed at gunpoint by man wearing a ski mask, identified the suspect as a former co-worker. Cleveland Willis, 28 years old, has been arrested in connection with the armed robbery at KFC. According to the arrest warrant, the victims told investigators that although the suspect was wearing a ski mask, they could tell it was him. They could tell it was Cleveland Willis because they had worked with him for several months. The warrant stated that the suspect walked into the business wearing all black and a black ski mask over his face. He reportedly pointed the gun at the head of one of the workers, pulled back the hammer, and demanded money. Authorities said both workers opened 2 cash registers and handed over a total of a little more than $600. Cleveland, is that you? The report said one of the victims asked the suspect during the robbery. No, it's not me, the suspect reportedly replied. The suspect drove off in a silver Nissan Altima, which is the same vehicle that Cleveland Willis had been using while working there. According to the warrant, the victims reported that they recognized the robber as Cleveland Willis because of his voice and the features of his face that were visible through the holes in the mask. He's been booked into the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison on charge of an armed robbery. Oh my fucking god. How dumb? How fucking dumb do you have to be? Oh, check this out. Why did the Baldur's Gate 3 developers choose to reveal that they are tracking everyone's save files for analytics? And they revealed this by suddenly putting their player base on blast for making generic dude bros. Before the fixes, let's share something we've created yourselves. This is your own fault through your choices in character creation. We took the most popular choices in character creation and recreated this. We thought our analytics system wasn't working. We checked. It is. Congratulations. You've basically made the default Vault Dweller. What the hell, guys? We gave you demon eyes, horns, and even tails. We are sorely disappointed. Go crazy. We worked hard on this. So they're complaining that people are making straight white men to play in Baldur's Gate 3. Wow. Of course, Baldur's Gate 3 players generate the most boring guy ever. The game offers a wealth of character customization options, but developer Larian Studios was surprised to find that most players have opted to play as a generic everyman. Your Baldur's Gate 3 character is probably boring. Like, Jesus Christ, guys. Stop being so basic about Baldur's Gate 3. Hold on. That reminds me of this. I just found it. I just fucking found it. Load up. All right. Remember this older Giga Chad? Oh wow, a fantasy RPG game with dozens of races. Race, human, white. Sex, male. Class, knight with a longsword. Time to game. Look at all of the Giga Chads. Look at all the Giga Chads out there. And yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like, I don't care too much about character creation. It's fun to goof around in, but like, I don't really care. I'll play default. That's fine. I mean, I generally like to play as like cute girls in games because they're cute, but nonetheless, I don't care. This is I enjoy shit like this. Giga Chad. Scientists find link between wolf attacks and far-right politics. The reemergence of wolves to Germany has been accompanied by electoral gains for far-right parties. You know, that's pretty based. But at the same time, I have a feeling, guys, this might be a situation where correlation does not equal causation. Wolves hold a special place in the human imagination that dates into prehistory and has surfaced countless times in folklore and culture. Now, scientists have presented a modern iteration of this ancient obsession in a new study that links the reemergence of wolves into Germany with a rise in electoral support for far-right politics. Wolves once occupied an enormous range across much of North America and Eurasia, but human activities such as overhunting and habitat destruction caused their numbers to crash in recent centuries. Numerous nations, including the United States and Germany, have spent years helping wolves rebound in regions where they were previously exterminated, which has a positive ripple effect on ecosystems, but have also resulted in wolves preying on livestock. Jeez. Research led by Bernard Clem von Hohenberg, a computational social scientist at the University of Amsterdam, combines a range of different data about public opinion on wolves that includes fine-grained spatial maps of wolf attacks in German municipalities, local surveys, Twitter posts, election manifestos, and Facebook ads. Together, the results provide evidence that the reemergence of the wolf has been accompanied by electoral gains for far-right parties, and show that far-right politicians frame the wolf as a threat to economic livelihoods. To fight global warming and biodiversity loss, governments around the world are implementing far-reaching conservation programs, including the restoration of habitats and large-scale reforestation. The effects of these actions can generate political backlash. Although the complexities of human-wildlife conflicts are increasingly recognized, evidence on the political repercussions is still scarce. The growing success of radical far-right parties across Europe, which have an ambivalent or outright negative stance toward conservation, makes this a particularly pressing issue. This is... I'm sure the data's there. This is fucking stupid, isn't it? Like, which is causing which here? The results revealed that the AFD gained between 1 and 2 percentage points in federal elections, and as much as 5 percentage points in state elections after a wolf attack in a given municipality. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? When a wolf attacks you, and then it comes time for the election to go to the polls the next day, you're gonna be like, am I gonna elect the people who are tough on wolf attacks, or am I gonna elect the hippie Green Party members? What? How is this gonna work out? Huh? Like, fuck. Let's see. So, they're apparently far-right politics that they're posting anti-wolf sentiment online. One of the messages says, "The wolf is a predator, which leads to livestock loss among farmers." Well, isn't this true? Like, isn't that like an actual concern? Livestock predation by wolves is a very real problem for farmers that can involve economic losses and psychological distress. However, this specific issue could imperil broader attempts to mitigate climate change and recover biodiversity in wolf territories. It's a problem that needs to be wrestled with because this link between right-wing politics and anti-wolf positions has shown up in other nations. Experiencing wolves killing livestock in one's vicinity increases the likelihood for voting for far-right conservation-skeptical parties. Since these parties often oppose measures against climate change, this may lead to a perplexing backlash effect of policies intended to help the environment. This is, like, what a dumb article. There are wolves among us. That was a good game. Like, oh, this is stupid, isn't it, guys? This just seems to be really dumb. Wolf Paws typed the article. Oh, that's right. Okay. Expose your private parts to sun for better health? It's called perineum sunning, and don't try it. So, what you do is you lie back, you expose your butthole to the sun's rays. Make sure that your sexual openings and your anus are bathed in sunlight. Sun your balls, guys. A wellness trend called perineum sunning. The perineum is part of the human body between the genitals and the anus. You expose the perineum to sunlight. It was first introduced to the world in the 1986 book, The Tao of Sexology. In the book, the technique is called the sun worship exercise, and it is prescribed as a way of preventing vaginal infections and hemorrhoids. You can do it by bending down with your buttocks facing the sun or lying down, but make sure that your sexual openings and anus are bathed in sunlight. However, perineum sunning did not start getting attention until late 2019. A US Instagram user named Metaphysical Megan posted that 30 seconds of sunlight on your anus is the equivalent of a full day of sunlight with your clothes on. I don't know if that's... Yeah, sun the bussy. I don't know if that's true, man. Calling it an ancient Taoist practice, she said that she's spending a maximum of 5 minutes in the morning doing this. Praise the sun. After implementing this, she felt surges of energy almost immediately, had better sleep, and other positive effects. Actor Josh Brolin, who played Thanos in the Avengers movies, famously tried it for too long and suffered sunburn on his anus. That's right, and I have this article for that. Josh Brolin reveals his butthole got sunburned after perineum sunning. Don't do it as long as I did. Wow. So guys, Thanos burned his butthole with the sun. You know, you stick your ass in the air, you spread those cheeks, you do it a little bit too long, you fall asleep. Oops. Actor Josh Brolin revealed that his anus was sunburned after trying out the latest trend. The Avengers Endgame star took to social media to express his frustration. And annoyance at the sunburn. I tried this perineum sunning that I've been hearing about, and my suggestion is do not do it as long as I did. My pucker hole is crazy burned, and I was going to spend the day shopping with my family, and instead I'm icing and using aloe and burn creams because of the severity of the pain. I don't know who the fuck thought of this stupid shit, but fuck you nonetheless. Oh, fucking hell, dude. I'm sure that's what chafed his rectum and not his wife pegging him in front of his wife's boyfriend. Thanos wanted all the power. All right, guys. Sleeping man cuts off his genitals while dreaming of chopping meat. A man's nightmare became a reality after he dreamed about cutting meat, only to realize he'd sliced off his own genitals in his sleep. Kofi Atta, a farmer from the south of Ghana, was dreaming about preparing meat for his family while asleep at his chair at home on August the 12th. The 42-year-old said he doesn't know how or when he picked up the knife, but he woke up confused in a pool of his own blood and in extreme pain. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Look at this fucking accent. I day sit inside chair way I doze off, so as I day sleep I dream say I day cut meat way day in front of me. Jesus Christ, dude. After waking and realizing what had happened, the man began to yell for help, with neighbors luckily hearing him and rushing to his aid. Oh, Jesus. He was rushed to a hospital in critical condition, but was stabilized and given fluids. He told reporters he will need surgery as he has completely severed his genitals. His wife wasn't home when the incident occurred and received a call from a neighbor who was at the scene saying he was bleeding profusely as he cut off his manhood with a sharp knife. The outlet reported that when she arrived, she tried to stop the bleeding using a diaper before driving her husband to the St. Francis Xavier Hospital in Asanfosu. He was later transferred to the Komfo Anyoke Teaching Hospital in Kumasi for further treatment. But he's concerned he can't afford treatment. Jesus Christ. Guys. You ever accidentally chop off your own dick? Oh. Fucking hell, guys. Jesus. Nuclear power is racist, sexist, and ageist. So why do progressives support it? Wow, there's a lot to unpack on this one, eh? I am sure that certain Democratic senators, such as Cory Booker and Sheldon Whitehouse, who are reasonably progressive on a host of social issues, would not consider themselves racist, sexist, or ageist. Nuclear power is all three of these things. Yet Booker, Whitehouse, and a number of others on the Democratic left support nuclear power with almost fervent evangelism. Let's start with racism. The fuel for nuclear power plants comes from uranium, which must be mined. The majority of those who have mined it in this country, and would again under new bills such as the International Nuclear Energy Act, forwarded by not-so-progressive Democrat Senator Joe Manchin, are Native Americans. As such, they have taken the brunt of negative health impacts as well as the environmental degradation, both created and then left behind by uranium mines, when they cease to operate, as most in the U.S. now have. Studies conducted among members of the Navajo Nation have shown increases in a number of diseases and lingering internal contamination from uranium mine waste among newborns and children. Chronic ailments include kidney disease and hypertension found in these populations are medically linked with living near and contact with uranium mine waste. Okay, like we can solve these problems, guys. It doesn't have to be all natives. They don't have to be poisoned. We can fix these fucking problems. It doesn't make it racist, you fucking morons. Jesus. The first and only high-level radioactive waste repository identified for the U.S. was to have been at Yucca Mountain, Nevada, against the strong wishes of the Western Shoshone Nation of Indians, on whose land the now cancelled site is located. The Western Shoshone had already suffered the worst of the atomic testing program, with the Nevada atomic test site also on their land, making them the most bombed nation on Earth. And as an attempt to site a low-level radioactive waste dump in the largely Hispanic community of Sierra Blanca, Texas, was defeated, as was an allegedly temporary high-level radioactive waste site targeted for the Skull Valley Goshute Indian Reservation in Utah. Currently, efforts are underway to secure what are euphemistically known as consolidated interim storage sites in two communities in New Mexico and Texas, again with large Hispanic populations and considerable opposition. Needless to say, these waste projects come with notable incentives, sometimes more accurately characterized as bribes, for the host community, in an effort to describe the deal as voluntary. It is voluntary if they offer you a deal, then you take it. What the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, they just keep going. Like we can make safe nuclear power. Maybe we shouldn't have Soviet bureaucrats build our nuclear systems, and we'll be okay. You fucking morons. Okay. Faux show. Hey, I know what that is, Casadil. That's from our Rhythm Heaven playthrough. Nuclear power is sexist because exposure to the ionizing radiation released at every stage of the nuclear fuel chain harms women more easily than men. Women are more radiosensitive than men. The science is not fully in on this, but it's likely connected to greater hormone production. Instead, the standard guidelines on which allowable radiation exposure levels are based, and allowable does not mean safe, consider a healthy white male in his mid-20s to 30s and typically weighing around 154 pounds. He is known as reference man. Women's more vulnerable health concerns, especially those of pregnant women, the fetus, the babies, and small children, and in particular female children, are thus overlooked in favor of the higher... Excuse me? A woman can also be a male. You bigot. Women, especially pregnant women and children, are especially susceptible to damage from radiation exposure. Men can get pregnant, you bigot! Alright. The resulting diseases include childhood cancers, impaired neural development, lower IQ rates, respiratory difficulties, cardiovascular diseases, perinatal mortality, and birth defects. Fair enough. We can solve these problems. This doesn't have to be this way. And of course, the elderly are also more harmful effects. Okay, fair enough. Yep. All the same bullshit. Oh my god. A truly progressive energy policy looks forward, not back. Nuclear power is an energy of the past, born of a public relations exercise to create something positive out of splitting the atom. It was a mistake then and it's a mistake now. If we are to address our climate crisis in time, and to do so with justice and equality, we must ensure a just transition that considers the most vulnerable and discriminated among us, not what is best for that healthy white reference man. No. Wind, solar, and hydroelectric cannot create enough power for our civilization. Nuclear can. Nuclear is the future, you fucking morons. All right? And the tech is much safer than it was 50 years ago. So chill the fuck out. Nuclear is the future. Get on board. Atlanta police identify suspect who allegedly spray painted swastikas on rainbow crosswalks. Oh, they found the white supremacist, capitalist bigot who hates pride. They found him. Oh. Yes, no, it's a black guy. Okay. Atlanta police have identified the man arrested last week after allegedly spray painting swastikas on the city's rainbow crosswalks that honor the gay community. Jonas Sampson, 30 years old. He's the guy who did it. Authorities believe he's responsible for a graffiti that was found on a monument at the Federal Reserve Building. He was arrested in Atlanta on Friday outside his apartment after a roughly 5-hour standoff with the SWAT team. He is facing 3 charges of second-degree criminal damage to property, 1 count of criminal trespass, and a felony charge of interference with the government property. Well then. There we go. I guess he's probably not a white supremacist. Man who brutally murdered aunt transferred to New Jersey's women's prison. A man serving a 25-year sentence for the brutal murder of a 60-year-old woman was transferred to a female correctional facility after beginning to identify as transgender. Look at this fucking name. Deshante Goddess Zolwold, was also known as Deshante Wold, and Daryl Graves, was convicted in March 2019 of the aggravated manslaughter of his aunt, Patricia Graves. At the time of his conviction, local press reported that Wold was high on PCP and cocaine when he fatally stabbed his aunt 47 times. Jesus Christ. He was 23 at the time. He tried to claim that he acted in self-defense when the old woman attacked him, but investigators painted a far more calculating picture of Wold, noting that the man had placed a plastic bag over his aunt's head to prevent blood from spilling onto the floor. Public defender Joseph Moran told the court that his client had a history of mental illness and suicide attempts. This combination of mental health issues and drug addiction, claimed Moran, was what led to this destructive act. During court proceedings, a statement from the victim's family was read where they pleaded with Wold for an explanation for his violence, indicating there was no clear motive for his actions. The question we want answered is why? Why, Daryl, did you murder our sister? Our sister who took you in, raised, loved, and cared for you as if she had herself given birth to you, and you repaid her by murdering her in cold blood. Through Wold's attorney Moran, though Wold's attorney Moran also read a statement from his client containing an apology to the family admitting his guilt, local news noted that he showed no emotion throughout the proceedings. While Wold had no known history of issues related to his gender or sexuality, sometime after his incarceration at 2019, he began identifying as a woman. As of July 2022, Wold now appears listed as a female inmate currently housed at the controversy-plagued Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women in New Jersey. And there we go. Wold was one of 5 trans-identified male inmates placed in a form of segregation after widespread backlash towards the EMCF following the announcement of 2 pregnancies within the institution. That's right. So apparently some of the trans women are fucking the cis women at this location, and then 2 of them are getting pregnant. Ooh. Fucking hell. The administrative decision to separate the 5 males from the female inmates was motivated by the intention of protecting the women. She states that the men had either been sexually harassing female inmates or actively seeking out sexual relationships, which could result in more pregnancies. To protect us from the male inmates who seek sexual relationships with us, it was decided that these men would be called vulnerable and placed together in one unit. Fucking hell, dude. Insane. The final article and the headliner. Elephant that ripped owner in half for overworking him is hailed as a working class hero. Jesus. An elephant in Thailand killed its owner by stabbing him with its tusks and ripping his body apart after he made the animal work in extreme heat. Now the internet is showing support for the elephant. Local outlets Tiger and Khawsod reported that the attack occurred in the Takwa Thung district of Phang Nga province at a rubberwood plantation. On the morning of August 17th, police found the dismembered body of 32-year-old Supachai Wongfed in a pool of blood at the plantation. The elephant was still around and had to be sedated with a dart by animal rescue workers so that Wongfed's body could be retrieved from the scene. Officials determined he had been stabbed by the elephant's tusks multiple times before finally being ripped in two pieces. Wongfed was working with the animal at the plantation. Investigators believe the elephant lost its cool after being forced by the owner to work and haul rubberwood in extreme heat. Since the story went viral, people on the internet have come out in support of the 22-year-old beast with a harmless-sounding name, Pom Pam, for standing up to its owner. Need more heartwarming stories like this. Nice job, buddy. Deserved. Normalize ripping your oppressor in half. Elephants low-key the biggest haters, and I strive to be on this level of hating someday. What's the opposite of quiet quitting? Oh, that's right. Guys, my quiet quitting video is coming very soon. Oh, shit, I accidentally clicked on it. That's okay. The rise of the working class is upon us. Workers of the world unite, fighting labor for labor rights. It's the summer of workers' rights. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking hell. I now stand with the International Elephants Union. Elephants Union. All right. Christ. Guys, treat your elephants well. Guys, you gotta treat your elephants better than this, okay? Holy fuck. Back in June, another attack in India shocked the world. The Press Trust of India reported that a 70-year-old woman was trampled to death by an elephant for unknown reasons. The elephant trekked for miles to reunite with her at her funeral, knocking her body off the pyre and trampling her one more time. Jesus Christ, elephants, what the fuck? Oh. All right then. That's all the articles I have for you today. Oh, Dave said the editing's done. Nice. Right on time. I can go do the video. Thanks, Dave. Let's see here. What's the super chats? Support the channel, guys, please. Subscribe star, Patreon, PayPal, Twitch sub, YouTube memberships, super chats. I appreciate all of them. Get yourself in the $5 club. Let's see the supers. Did there $5. If you change your name, you won't get the +5 discrete bonus on Twitter for people who don't know who you are. Fair enough. I might keep both names and use them both at some point. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something else. I'll figure something out. Dave, I'm gonna record another video for you soon. Ha 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 ha. Kirnoff, $5. Kiwis versus Predator. Onagai Shimasu. What's Kiwis versus Predator, dude? What's going on? Apple Mania Gaming, $5. Until we set up on planet energy production or crack fusion, we need some form of reliable baseload electricity generation. Nuclear is the best bet. Absolutely, nuclear is based. There's a Keffels editors. Wait, there's a Keffels article called Kiwi versus Predator. I'm not gonna do it, but I will find it and save it for the inevitable Keffels video. Will do. Real Holtznader, $5. Thank you. It's funny how climate change is the biggest emergency ever, except once the solution affects women more. Yeah, like, people keep saying we cannot solve climate change without also implementing socialism. It's like, why? Why do we need to implement socialism? What if we can solve What if we can solve it like as is? Like, no, we can't. We must take this opportunity to push socialism. Like, fuck you. No, we don't. So stupid. We don't need to fucking dismantle capitalism. Fuck off. Oversized Trash Panda, $5. Thank you. I've spent years fending off preachy vegans, and I think I've just been convinced never to keep meat or knives in my house again. Don't cut your dicks off, guys. Holtznader, $5. Maybe if you allow farmers to be armed and defend themselves and their livestock, they wouldn't be against these parties. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I understand what you mean. Holtznader, another $5. Jesus Christ, Holtznader, thanks a lot. There's a lot of them. I can't speak for Europe, only for America, but in America, the majority of the funding for conservation comes from hunters, not green activists. Yeah, I can understand that. That Rift person, $5. Okay, the transfer of bacterium from one biome to another actually has precedent in medical applications, primarily with gut biomes. Yeah, I know, it's just a funny story, right? Like, they're transplanting vaginal fluid. It's like kind of weird. C. Thomas Peasant, $5. This V Fluid article author really wants to tell us that they are in fact a writer. Journalism at its finest. Thanks, man. Tepperfray, $10. Thank you, dude. The other issue is just the ratio of humans to bots right now. How do you calculate that incident rate? That and the news effect, where the more times it happens, the less shocking it is. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. But I still think that self-driving cars is probably the future. There's a sticker from Ravine for $4. Thanks, dude. Appreciated. 50027 for $5. Thank you. Yeah, let's get rid of capitalism. Everyone, give me all your money. I'll get rid of it. Give me all your money. Donate it to me right now. Real Holtznader, $5. Do you remember when Italy made that giant God Emperor Trump float and had a 40K parade? I do remember that. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. C. Thomas Peasant, $5. Thank you. What is more terminally online? Memers obsessively memeing or journals dissecting the memeing? I think journals, to be honest, because memers are just having fun. They can have fun and log off, you know? Holtznader for $5. Hi, Dev. Hope you're well. I am well. Thank you very much. John Migda, for $2. Just finished a Justice Gundam RG. Cool, man. Thank you. Mooch Talks, £2. Change your name to Lotaku Eaters to wind Sargon up. Dude, maybe that'll be the next April Fools. Hope the Cat, $5. I say rename yourself to Dev the Mountain Minecrafter, just to spite people who think you want anything to do with it. I read that one. But thank you, Hope. And thank you, everyone. I think that's all the supers. I think that's it. There's one final one for $10 right at the end. Thanks, dude. From Geoff Shots, or Jeff Shots, I guess. Hey, Dev. Did you hear about the Bed Bath & Beyond CEO who jumped off a building in New York? No, I did not. What? Bed Bath & Beyond CEO falls to death from New York State. Jesus. He just fucking died. Did he jump or did he fall? Oh, damn. I wonder if this is like the company's collapsing, I need to jump. Or they found the bodies of the dead children, I need to jump. Fucking hell, dude. He is beyond dead now. Fuck. Alright, guys. I'm going to go get back to work. More videos await. Thanks for being here. I highly appreciate all of your supports. And I will see you next time. I love you.